Right now, you could be standing at the gates of your biggest blessings, but unable to walk through. And the scariest part? It might not even be your fault. Sometimes it's not about working harder, praying louder, or wishing longer. It's about unseen forces around you quietly building walls where doors should be. Walls that keep you stuck, tired, confused, without even realizing why. You see, blessings don't just get delayed by fate. Sometimes they get blocked by people you know, people you trust, sometimes even people you love. They don't always do it out of hate. Sometimes it's jealousy they don't talk about. Sometimes it's fear wrapped up in fake concern. And sometimes it's just their own broken spirit trying to pull yours down too. Either way, the result is the same. Your dreams slow down, your happiness fades, and your soul starts doubting its own light. Maybe you've been telling yourself it's just bad luck. Maybe you've been thinking, that's life, I guess. But what if it's not random at all? What if someone, whether on purpose or by accident, has placed invisible chains around your blessings, and you've been dragging them around without even knowing it? Today, that changes. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain and showing you the 5 hidden signs that someone has blocked your blessings. These aren't the obvious signs you hear about everywhere else. These are the deep ones, the sneaky ones, the ones that hide in plain sight but shape your entire reality without you noticing. And I'm not just going to leave you with a list. I'm going to show you how to spot these signs fast, and even better, how to cut those chains and get your blessings flowing back to you again. Not someday, not next year, starting today. If you're short on time, feel free to watch at 1.5x speed. But whatever you do, don't skip this. Every second you spend here could be the one that reopens the doors that life, fate, or even trusted faces have quietly closed on you. Your future self, the one living the life you've been dreaming about, is already whispering, "Thank you." Now let's get started. Now that you're ready to open those doors again, the first hidden enemy you need to spot is closer than you think. It's the ones who leave you feeling like a squeezed-out sponge every time you're around them. You know the feeling. You enter the room full of energy, dreams buzzing in your chest, and by the time you leave, you're tired, drained, doubting yourself. And here's the thing most people miss: that exhaustion isn't random. It's not because you didn't sleep well. It's spiritual theft. It's someone quietly pulling energy from your soul without your permission. I once worked with a woman who was so full of life, it was like watching the sun walk into the room. She had plans, dreams, a heart so open it lit up everyone around her. But then, little by little, she started shrinking. She came to me one day looking pale, defeated, unsure of everything she once knew she wanted. When we traced it back, it all pointed to her best friend. Every time they met, that friend unloaded endless complaints, endless gossip, endless negativity. She wasn't just venting. She was draining life out of her. Slowly, silently, but very, very surely. Energy is like a spiritual currency. You have an abundance account. And just like in a real bank, if someone keeps making withdrawals without putting anything back in, you end up broke. Emotional vampires, the ones who suck out your joy, your peace, your spark, they're making those silent withdrawals. They don't always mean to. Some of them are just so used to surviving off other people's light that they don't even realize they're doing it. But whether they know it or not, the damage to you is the same. Your body always knows before your mind catches up. Listen to it. If you walk away from someone and suddenly you have a pounding headache, or your stomach feels tight and heavy, or you feel this deep, unexplained tiredness, that's your soul sounding the alarm. That's not a normal part of human connection. That's not what real love or friendship is supposed to do to you. That's your spirit trying to tell you, protect yourself. Blessings need energy to land on you. If you're empty, if your field is cloudy, those blessings will just float right by. So how do you unblock yourself from emotional drainers? Start with an energy journal. It's simple but powerful. After every interaction, whether it's a phone call, a text exchange, a coffee meetup, pause for a second. Ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Rate it from 1 to 10. Notice the patterns. Over time, you'll see it clearly. Some people light you up even after a 5-minute conversation. Some people drain you dry after 2 minutes. Once you know who's doing what, you can protect yourself better. Before you meet or talk to anyone who tends to pull at your energy, try this. Close your eyes, take a slow, deep breath, and picture a golden bubble around you. A shield of warm, glowing light. Imagine it keeping your energy inside and keeping other people's heaviness out. It might sound silly at first, but your mind is powerful, and your energy listens when you set the intention. With time, this little practice becomes second nature, and you'll notice you're less affected, less drained, more in control. And when you need to set boundaries, you don't have to be harsh or cruel. Sometimes it's as gentle as saying, "I'd love to hear something positive from you today," or steering the conversation toward lighter topics. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your spirit just because you've known them a long time. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's sacred. It's how you keep your blessing field clear and open for all the good that's meant to find you. The truth is, emotional drainers will always exist, but once you recognize them and learn how to shield yourself, they lose their power. They can't steal what you guard with intention. And with every piece of your energy you take back, you become a stronger magnet for the blessings that are already on their way to you. But emotional drainers aren't the only ones blocking your blessings. Sometimes it's the people who seem the most supportive. They smile at you, pat your shoulder, and say things like, "I just don't want you to get hurt." It sounds caring on the surface, but underneath, it's often a slow and sneaky form of sabotage. Instead of cheering you on, they plant tiny seeds of doubt in your heart. Seeds that grow into fear, hesitation, second-guessing. And without even realizing it, you start shrinking your dreams to fit inside their fears. I'll never forget the woman who came to me, tears in her eyes, because she was ready to give up on her lifelong dream of opening a bakery. She had spent years perfecting her recipes, studying the market, saving money. She was prepared. But every time she brought it up to her family, she got the same tired chorus. "Are you sure? It's too risky in this economy. What if it fails? You should just stick to something safe." They said they loved her, they said they were looking out for her, but what they were really doing was projecting their own fear onto her future. And if she had listened, if she had let their fear become her truth, she would have walked away from the very blessing she was meant to build. The thing about blessings is, they require boldness. They require faith bigger than fear. And the saddest thing is that many people mistake fear for love. They think that warning you about every possible thing that could go wrong is kindness. They think that doubting your dreams is somehow protecting you, but doubt is poison. It eats away at your confidence from the inside out. And the hard truth is, not every voice around you deserves a seat at the table where your future is being decided. Most of the time, when people try to shrink your dreams, it has nothing to do with you. It's their own unhealed fear speaking. Maybe they gave up on something once and still carry that regret. Maybe they never believed they were worthy of big things, so they can't imagine you being worthy either. It's projection, a psychological reflex where they push their limits onto you, but you don't have to accept their fear as your truth. One of the best ways to unblock yourself from this kind of hidden sabotage is by keeping a blessing journal. Just like the energy journal, it's simple but powerful. Every time you talk about your dreams with someone, write down how you feel afterward. Did you feel bigger, more excited, more brave? Or did you feel smaller, more doubtful, more scared? Over time, you'll notice a pattern. Some people water your dreams. Some people pour vinegar on them. Once you see it clearly, you'll know exactly who deserves to hear about your next steps and who doesn't. Another key is learning the art of selective sharing. Your dreams are sacred. They are seeds that need protection until they are strong enough to stand on their own. Don't throw them out into a storm and then wonder why they don't grow. Share your visions only with those who have proven, over time, that they can handle them with care, encouragement, and respect. It's not about cutting everyone off. It's about guarding your spirit the same way you would guard a newborn flame, shielding it until it's strong enough to light up the whole world. And every morning, before the noise of the world starts creeping in, take a moment to speak life over yourself. Whisper it, shout it, sing it if you need to. My dreams are sacred. I am wise about who I invite into their unfolding. Let that truth sink deep into your bones, because the more you believe in your dreams, the less power fear-filled voices will have over you. When you stop letting other people's fears shape your future, you start moving faster toward everything that was meant for you. The doors open wider, the blessings come quicker, and the life you once only dreamed about starts becoming the life you wake up to every single day. And once you start guarding your dreams and protecting your energy, something strange might start happening. It's a pattern most people don't even recognize until it's pointed out. Just when you're about to experience a major breakthrough, weird obstacles seem to pop up out of nowhere. Everything feels like it's going smooth. You're aligned, you're ready, and then boom. Out of the blue, emergencies, distractions, and random chaos start demanding your attention, pulling you away from the very thing you've been working toward. It's not just bad luck. It's energetic interference. There was a man I once knew who was on the verge of a life-changing career move. After years of hard work, he was finally about to sign a contract that would double his income and place him exactly where he had dreamed of being. Everything was lined up perfectly, but the night before the big day, a close friend called him in a panic. She had accidentally crashed her car and needed his help immediately. Being the good-hearted person he was, he rushed to help her. Spent all night dealing with the mess and ended up missing his important meeting the next morning. The opportunity slipped through his fingers. Now you could call that just bad timing. But when you start noticing the pattern, big moments always being interrupted, blessings always being delayed, you realize it's something deeper. People who are close to you can sometimes sense, even if they don't understand it consciously, that your energy is about to shift in a big way. And that shift can make them uncomfortable. Without even meaning to, they can create chaos that pulls you back down. Blessings move on divine timing. When you are about to level up, the energy around you starts vibrating higher. It's like a bright light coming on in a dark room, and not everyone around you knows how to handle that light. Some get scared of being left behind. Some feel insecure without even realizing it, and their energy responds by throwing little pebbles or sometimes big boulders, into your path. They create chaos events that disturb your flow, and if you're not careful, they can knock you right off track. Your spirit knows when you're close to a blessing. You'll often feel a mix of excitement and nerves. That's the moment you have to be extra protective of your time, your focus, and your peace. One of the best ways to do this is by setting sacred time blocks. These are hours, or even full days, where you go into full focus mode. No unnecessary conversations, no random distractions. You treat that time like it's holy because, honestly, it is. That is the window where your future is being decided. Another powerful tool is strategic silence. You don't need to announce your moves to everyone. In fact, it's better if you don't. There's a certain magic in moving quietly and letting your success make the noise later. When you share big plans too early, you invite extra energy, both good and bad, into something that's still in its fragile stage. Protect your plans until they're rooted, until they're real. Then you can celebrate them as loudly as you want. And to strengthen this protection even more, you can use a simple but powerful timing ritual. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. Visualize your timeline, the path ahead of you, glowing with a strong golden light. Imagine that light wrapping around every key moment. The meetings, the calls, the opportunities. See that golden energy blocking out anything that doesn't serve your highest good. Feel that your timing is blessed, protected, unstoppable. Because, here's the truth. When chaos shows up right before your breakthrough, it's not always a sign to stop. It's often a test. A test of your focus, your faith, and your readiness. Will you get distracted? Or will you stay locked in on your blessing no matter what tries to pull you away? The more you train yourself to recognize these patterns, the less power they have over you. You'll stop letting last-minute chaos steal your future. You'll start meeting every obstacle with calm, clear eyes, and you'll step right into the blessings that were always waiting for you. Strong, steady, and unshakable. Continuing on, when you begin to take charge of your energy, something else might start happening. People who were once close to you, friends, family members, even colleagues, may start acting differently around you. They may turn cold, distant, or even suspicious, and it won't always be easy to pinpoint why. But trust me, this shift isn't by accident. These are the subtle signs of relationship sabotage. Sometimes, without even realizing it, people close to you can become a blockage to your blessings, spreading small doubts or planting seeds of uncertainty about you. They might say things like, "Be careful," or, "I'm not sure you can handle it," just when you're about to step into your next big move. These little whispers don't always sound harmful, but they can create cracks in the foundation of the relationships you thought you could trust. Let me share a story with you. I once worked with a client who had a mentor that was guiding her through some career challenges. This mentor had been her pillar of support, offering advice and encouragement when no one else would. She had big dreams of climbing higher in her career, and her mentor seemed like the perfect ally to help her get there. But one day, the mentor started pulling away, becoming distant and unavailable. My client couldn't figure out what was happening. It was as if the connection they had built for years suddenly faded. It was only later that she discovered a coworker, jealous of her ambition, had whispered things about her to her mentor. They implied that she was too ambitious and might overstep boundaries. That was all it took. Her mentor started questioning her, doubting her, and ultimately ended their relationship. It was a heartbreaking betrayal, but the truth was it wasn't her fault. The sabotage had been planted in the form of doubt. Here's the thing. People who are blocking your blessings often fear you'll get uplifted through relationships. Relationships are crucial to receiving blessings. They're the channels through which opportunities flow, the bridges that connect us to the good things we desire. So when someone feels threatened by your growth, they can unconsciously, or sometimes consciously, sabotage these connections, cutting off the very pipelines that bring you closer to your dreams. It's a sneaky form of interference, and it can be devastating when it happens. One of the most common signs of relationship sabotage is miscommunication. Suddenly, you start to feel like you're speaking a different language. Words get misunderstood. Texts go unanswered, and you begin to wonder what happened to the closeness you once shared. Another sign is the spreading of rumors or planting seeds of doubt in other people's minds. If someone starts telling others things about you that aren't true or trying to sow discord, that's another clear indication that you're dealing with energetic interference. The worst part is when opportunities are being withheld from you. The connections that could help you grow professionally or personally suddenly seem to disappear, or worse, get taken away without explanation. Now that you know what to look out for, what can you do to unblock these sabotaged relationships and restore the flow of your blessings? First, it's helpful to track any shifts in your relationships. Start paying attention to who becomes distant after you share good news, or make positive changes in your life. It might be subtle at first, but when you start noticing a pattern, you'll know that something is off. Once you've identified the source, don't be afraid to have a direct restoration conversation. Approach the person calmly and without blame, and express your feelings openly. Sometimes these rifts are just misunderstandings or external influences causing tension. By talking things through and addressing the distance, you may be able to clear the air and rebuild your connection. Another powerful tool you can use to restore and protect your connections is the golden thread visualization. This is a simple but incredibly effective energetic practice. Visualize a pure golden thread connecting you to the people you wish to stay close to. Picture this golden thread glowing brightly between you and the other person, representing the flow of honest communication, love, and mutual support. Imagine this thread strengthening over time, creating an unbreakable bond that can't be swayed by negativity or outside influences. This practice helps to energetically restore those relationships, ensuring that no matter what's happening around you, your connections remain pure and strong. You might not always be able to control the people around you, but you can control how you respond. If a relationship is meant to stay in your life, it will. And if someone is trying to block your blessings, it's up to you to recognize the sabotage and take the steps to protect your energy. Trust yourself, trust your intuition, and remember that the right people will always find their way back into your life, no matter what tries to stand in the way. As we continue this journey, let's talk about something that many of us experience but may not fully understand: financial disruptions. You know the feeling when just as you're starting to make progress, unexpected bills or financial crises seem to appear out of nowhere? It's like every time you take 2 steps forward, something happens to knock you 3 steps back. You might even notice that the moment you start feeling good about your financial situation, someone close to you calls with an urgent emergency or an unexpected need. It's as if your money is being drained without warning, and before you know it, you're stuck again. It's frustrating, disheartening, and can leave you questioning why you can't seem to catch a break. But what if I told you this could be a sign that your blessings are being blocked, not by circumstances, but by people around you? Let me tell you a story. I worked with a woman once who had been doing everything right. She was making great strides in her career, earning more than she ever had before, and was beginning to feel like her financial situation was finally turning around. But every time she experienced a financial win, it was immediately followed by a crisis. And not just any crisis, but one that involved her family. Every time she'd land a big deal or get a raise, one of her family members would suddenly have a help me emergency. It could be a medical issue, an unexpected bill, or a car accident that needed immediate attention. Each time she found herself having to dip into her savings or take out loans to help. It felt like her financial abundance was always being diverted somewhere else. She couldn't make sense of it. Why was it always happening right when things were going well for her? What was going on here wasn't just bad luck. It was a disruption of her money energy. Money, in a spiritual sense, is often seen as frozen energy. It's meant to flow and expand, just like any other form of energy. When you're on the right path, your financial abundance should naturally increase and flow into your life. But when disruptions like unexpected bills, financial emergencies, or lost opportunities keep cropping up, it's a sign that there are forces trying to block that flow. These disruptions are often blessings, diversions, keeping you from moving forward. In your financial journey, they're not random. In fact, they're strategically timed to take you off course. From a spiritual perspective, this type of financial interference often comes from people who can't generate abundance on their own. Whether consciously or unconsciously, these individuals might drain your financial field because they're unable to create or attract wealth themselves. Think of it like this. They have a limited capacity to create financial abundance in their own lives, and so they try to siphon off some of yours. This could be a family member who always asks for help, or a friend who always seems to need a hand. Financially, each time you help, even if you have good intentions, you're giving away your energy. Energy that could have been used to attract more blessings into your life. Now let's talk about how you can take charge of your financial energy and stop these disruptions from blocking your blessings. First, try doing a financial blessing audit. This involves tracking the people who are around you during times of sudden financial loss. Pay attention to who seems to be in the picture when unexpected expenses arise or when opportunities slip through your fingers. You might start noticing a pattern that could give you some insight into who or what is draining your financial energy. Next, you need to set tight boundaries. It's important to recognize that not everyone deserves access to your abundance. This might sound harsh, but saying no is a complete sentence. If someone constantly comes to you with financial emergencies or requests that leave you feeling drained, it's okay to set a firm boundary. You don't have to feel guilty for protecting your money energy. In fact, doing so ensures that you can continue to grow and help others in a more sustainable way. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Lastly, affirm your wealth. When it feels like your finances are being attacked or blocked, it's time to remind yourself that your wealth is divinely protected. One simple yet powerful way to do this is by using an abundance affirmation. Try saying, "My wealth is divinely protected. No force can drain what is meant for me." Saying this every day can help you reprogram your mind and energy field to defend against any disruptions that try to keep your financial blessings from flowing freely. In the end, it's all about being aware of where your energy is going and who is influencing your financial path. By doing the work to audit your financial blessings, setting clear boundaries and affirming your abundance, you'll be able to protect your wealth and create a steady flow of prosperity that no one can stop. Keep in mind that the more you protect your energy, the more space you create for your blessings to expand. And when you're aligned with the right people and the right energy, nothing can block the blessings that are meant for you. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to quickly recap the 5 signs we've talked about today. First, there are the emotional drainers. Those people who leave you feeling exhausted and depleted after every interaction. Next, there's doubt disguised as advice. The well-meaning people in your life who try to keep you safe, but their fear-based advice actually shrinks your dreams. Then, we have suspicious timing of chaos. The weird, unexpected obstacles that always seem to appear just before a breakthrough. After that, there are the relationship saboteurs, the people who suddenly distance themselves from you, planting seeds of doubt or creating misunderstandings. And finally, the financial vampires, those who seem to drain your financial energy just when things start looking up. Here's the big spiritual reminder: the universe is desperate to bless you. It's constantly sending blessings your way, but sometimes they get blocked because of the people and energies around you. When you clear these blockages, those blessings will find you naturally, without effort. Abundance is always available to you. It just needs a clear path to flow. Now I want to encourage you to take action. Even identifying just one of these blockages today could completely change the direction of your life. You don't have to let these energy thieves control your future. Remember, the power to clear them is within you. Don't just know these signs, live them. Protect your energy, set your boundaries, and reclaim the blessings that are rightfully yours. You deserve them. As you move forward, I encourage you to check out the next video, where we'll dive deeper into techniques specifically designed to clear those blockages and invite abundance into your life. And if you haven't already, join our community by subscribing and liking the video. It's the first step in protecting your blessings and building a life full of prosperity. Stay strong, stay focused, and remember, your blessings are waiting for you. All you need to do is clear the path.